Hello everyone. Welcome to the course of Internet of Things, in short IoT. In today's class, we are going to learn a new concept called IoT RFID with respect to its hardware and software. So first of all, what is RFID? RFID is radio frequency identification. We have already learned the concept of radio frequency identification, right? So it will be having an RFID tag where that particular data present in the tag will be uh, read by this particular RFID reader. Okay. So all this same RFID technology, how it is integrated to the IoT with respect to its hardware and software, we are going to learn in this video. Coming to the hardware components, so we have first thing we have RFID tags, and the types of RFID tags are passive. So passive means it does not require any kind of battery, and it is generally powered by the reader signal due to electromagnetic waves. And the second type is the active type, which will be having a battery through which it will be powered up and majorly used for a long range wireless communication. And coming to the semi-passive, as the name indicates, it is semi-passive. It is powered by the battery, but activated by the reader signal using electromagnetic waves. And coming to its memory, so it will be having a small memory chip, almost like a 1 MB data storage, which hides or stores the unique identity number, 10-digit unique identity number, through which you can read the data for making different types of applications. Coming to its frequency, as we have already learned, so it comes in low frequency. Low frequency range is like 125 to 134 kilohertz. So it is like a short range used for animal tracking or ID card applications, something like that. And next frequency is the high frequency, and the frequency range is like 13.56 megahertz. So generally used for near field communication and card access kind of applications. And the third one is the ultra high frequency, and its ranges from 860 to 960 megahertz, generally used for long range tracking. Okay. And coming to the RFID reader, so this particular reader is generally connected to a controller or a processor or a database, and powered up by the power supply, and it generally reads the data from the RFID tags. So no, it can be generally fixed to like a doorway scanners or mobile scanners kind of thing. Okay. So the interface mechanism for this RFID reader is like USB, UART, Ethernet, Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. So these are the communication interfaces. We all know, right? USB is an universal serial bus. UART is the universal asynchronous receiver transmitter. And in order to connect that particular device through Wi-Fi, we can have an access of Ethernet and Wi-Fi. If you need a wireless communication for a long, short range distance, you can also use a Bluetooth communication. And coming to its antenna, so there are small antennas which can be attached to the RFID reader in order to transmit and receive the radio waves. And the type of antennas used for these RFID applications are like directional and omnidirectional antennas. So coming to the connection of this RFID technology to the IoT gateway. So this IoT gateway will be acting as a bridge between RFID reader and the cloud, and it also supports the protocols like MQTT, HTTP, and COAP. And this IoT gateway with respect to RFID applications will be having so many edge computing capabilities. And coming to the RFID support with respect to the microcontrollers and processors, it can be interfaced like processing devices like Arduino, Raspberry Pi, ESP32, and similar kind of things. And if we see the software components, we have a firmware in order to run with respect to the RFID reader to manage the reading of the tag, signal processing and communication protocol. And coming to the IoT platform or the middleware, it is used for managing the device connectivity, data storage, as well as processing. So the major popular platform in order to have these IoT applications with respect to RFID is like Amazon Web Services IoT, AWS IoT, Azure IoT Hub, Google Cloud IoT, Things Board, Blink, and Node.js. And the third one is the database. In order to store the RFID reader, whatever the data it is reading, it need to be stored in some place, right? So this is the database where it can be stored. So generally it stores the RFID data and the sensor information, and the database is like SQL. In SQL you have MySQL, MongoDB, Firebase, all these things are there. Okay. And so it's basically SQL and NoSQL. So these are the databases which will be supporting this RFID technology. And coming to the web or mobile applications, in order to monitor our data visualization and to control, we'll be having this web or mobile application, and these are built based on the frameworks like React, Angular, Flutter. Okay, all these frameworks are used for developing these kind of applications. And coming to the APIs, we have REST and MQTT based APIs for integrating the data between the devices. And for security, we have security is for like encryption, authentication, secure data transmission. For all these things, for RFIDs, all these things to be considered, where we'll be using SSL or TLS protocols, API keys. Okay, all these things are majorly concerned with respect to the security.